Honestly, I'm struggling to think of anything Split Fiction could have done better. Hazelight Studios has once again crafted a co-op adventure that feels like pure magic from start to finish. Gameplay has been refined to an extraordinary level of excellence, served to us in these perfect bite-sized experiences that constantly kept me on my toes. Throw in some belly laughs, a few tears, and a genuinely relatable look into a pair of creative minds, and what do you get? Well, personally, it has been some of the most fun I've had playing video games. Split Fiction follows two strangers, both with publishing dreams and polar opposite personalities. There's Mio, introverted, constantly bracing for disaster, whose sci-fi worlds are packed with action where danger lurks around every corner. And then you have Zoe, empathetic, optimistic, always crafting serene, beautiful fantasy realms where you can bet you're gonna get a happy or quirky ending. Mio and Zoe cross paths at this sketchy company that is dangling the promise of a book deal, and let's just say those two are like oil and water, which is unfortunate because soon a little technical malfunction happens that leaves them mentally trapped inside their fictional stories brought to life. Because this game is designed as a co-op experience, you're gonna have to find a player too, preferably someone you love unconditionally and can healthily communicate with, and you will find out why very quickly. Your first collaborative decision is deciding who plays as Mio and who takes Zoe, and your decision makes a pretty big difference in how you experience the game because character choice isn't just cosmetic, it's a game changer. There's one level where shapeshifting creates two totally different experiences. As Mio, you'll glide through water as an otter or smash obstacles with gorilla strength. But as Zoe, you can manipulate nature as a massive tree or breeze through tricky platforming puzzles as a fairy. Almost every level has unique abilities for each character, and the way you solve puzzles and assist your partner couldn't be any more different. And sometimes, just like in life, you get the short end of the stick. There were definitely a handful of moments where my husband got the cooler abilities, like spewing acid, while my ability was being able to climb up walls and roll into things. Was I jealous? Maybe. But honestly, this is great for replayability because you're gonna want that second playthrough. Not just to swap characters, but because everything hits so differently once you know the whole story. The little details scattered throughout each level take on an entire new meaning. The main levels can take a few hours to complete, each packed with these fun set pieces and hectic boss fights that really bring these fictional worlds to life. Each level has a significance to the characters, obviously, but it's super fun when whoever created the world, whether it's Mio or Zoe, chimes in with commentary. They'll either enthusiastically explain their inspirations, awkwardly defend their bizarre design choices, or scramble to justify some bonkers story decisions they've made. It really adds a nice touch of humor to everything, or sometimes it gives you a nice old punch to the gut. General gameplay is largely platforming, so your wall runs, your double jumps, your grappling, all of that good stuff. But when you take that and merge it with this game's ground-up co-op and puzzle design, oh boy, you have an incredible experience on your hands. Dust off those communication skills, my friends, because progress is literally impossible without working together. And hey, sometimes it's as simple as jump on 3, but other times you are frantically trying to explain exactly which buttons your partner needs to press while something is actively trying to kill you both. No pressure. But you know what? Those are some of my favorite moments because after all, nothing quite screams fun like dying a dozen times. Seriously though, don't sweat failing too much because A, it's gonna happen a lot, and B, respawns are practically instant and checkpoints are everywhere. And keep your eyes peeled for optional side stories found throughout the main levels. These smaller experiences are ideas that Mio and Zoe came up with when they were younger, and honestly, these were the highlight. You literally never know what bizarre scenario you're gonna step into because one minute you're controlling Zoe's unhinged thoughts about farting pigs, and the next you're navigating one of Mio's fever dreams that would make Willy Wonka run for the freaking hills. You'll also wander through magical markets stuffed with oddities and escape from the gravity of a collapsing star. There are so many of these, and they are so random and so fantastic. But whether you're watching a star explode or becoming a hot dog, do yourself a favor. Pause the action and just soak in all the little details, the colors, and the incredible sense of scale. These levels feel massive, giving all things, both tranquil and deadly, this jaw-dropping presence and a sense of awe. And the entire game ran, felt, and looked beautiful on my OG PS5. I played local, so split screen, and despite all of the shenanigans happening on both screens, I never ran into any stuttering, any screen tearing. I just had buttery smooth gameplay from start to finish, and I loved how clear the draw distance was because no matter how far away I was from my husband, I could always clearly see what antics he was getting up to, whether that was soaring on a dragon or plummeting to his death. Our individual fields of view never felt cramped, though we were playing on a 108-inch projector, and the screens smartly merge when it makes sense. But if local co-op ain't your thing, you can play online, and Split Fiction offers a Friends Pass, which allows anyone who owns the game to invite their partner to play online for free. Amazing. The idea behind split fiction is brilliant. After all, when the only limit is one's creative mind, there are no limits, narratively, creatively, or mechanically. And Hazelight takes full advantage of this in the best way possible. Just when you think you might know where the gameplay is going, they toss the most glorious and random curveballs your way. It really feels like every inch of this game was intentionally honed in on for maximum fun, like the team looked at each other at every point and said, hey, this is great, but what if we made it even greater? My husband and I could not get enough. It was the perfect way to unwind after being boring, responsible adults all day, and we just had the best time. I am so thankful that Hazelight Studios is a part of this industry. I think they do amazing, incredible work, and I hope they never ever lose their passion for crafting these brilliant co-op experiences.